Okay, go down just a bit. This is the launch of the Urban Renewal Impact website. And of course, our home button, when you log in, you will see either Priscilla and James Herbert Robinson on our webpage, as well as the title of our page. I'm going to just allow Priscilla to, you want to share, or should we just kind of just scroll through a bit?
Okay. Portia, is it any way that you can maybe expand your screen to make it where it goes full screen?
Let's do this. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right.
So that's me. That's me and my brother James at the age of 8 and 9 years old. This picture is a picture of the team that, and I'll just kind of go through it because you can go back and read and see for yourself. Twilight of a Neighborhood. This is actually the first team that I work with. And you can see Andrea Clark, Dwayne Barton, Karen Loft-Miller, and Debbie Miles, and Dr. Harlan Graydon. The about gives you some information in reference to pretty much some of what the website is about and a little of what Urban Renewal is about. The book Root Shock is an awesome book to read. Dr. Mindy Foley Love shares some of the impact from her professional perspective. And we have the Community United, the history of Blacks in Asheville. That's a timeline. So feel free to review that at your leisure. We have research, and actually the research includes it's a combination or enhancement of the research. And these are different publications, and if you, as you go to this portion of it, if you just click on the picture, then it would open up that document. Okay.
Oops. Let's go back. Oh, wow. Let's do this. There we are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's several different documents there. It includes even information on presentations about the slave deeds, interviews. Okay, let's move on to impact. Okay, and of course there's a write-up about impact and how it, some of the ways that it impacts, the Urban Renewal impacted. Then we have the gallery. The gallery is made up of different people within the community or throughout the community. And if you just hoover over, it will give you more information. The young lady here to the right is my grandmother. And it gives some history of her. You see Miss Little John's house there. And if we scroll on down, we can scroll on down very quickly. Miss Lula Mae with the flowers, she's Miss Lula Mae Smith, and it'll give you more information there. The young lady right up above, the gentleman in the red shirt, that's Mr. Dave Jones. He was the Housing Authority Director at the time Urban Renewal was implemented. And I asked him, did you know what the impact was? And he kind of stretched his hand out and he said, I really didn't know. He said, we thought we were doing a good thing. The young lady, and I'm going to say this and then we'll move on, in the green, Mrs. Mayo. Miss Mayo, she cried when I spoke with her about Urban Renewal. She cried and she said that we didn't know. She said, we didn't know, we didn't understand. She said, had we known, we would not have agreed, we would have fought. And she said, thank you for the opportunity to even talk about it, because everything was silent. They never spoke about it. So as I stated, let me look at Jackie Hallam. Many of you may know Jacqueline. So if you scroll on down a little bit, Portia, Jacqueline Hallam's grandmother owned a grocery store, and here's the document. And the grocery store it was purchased, or it went through the acquisition process. And the grandmother was given only $600 for a grocery store for the property. And I thought, wow, talking about cutting generational wealth. Could you imagine what that grocery store would be worth today? And not only that, we hear talk about the food desert. We had grocery stores with fresh vegetables in them. Now, because Urban Renewal came through and took this grocery store and provided only $600 for the purchase of it, now Jacqueline Hallam, she could have been running the grocery store today. So that cut that generational wealth. So from this point right here, I'll go ahead, and there's Mr. Stanfield. Peanuts, get your hot peanuts. Walton Street Pool. Portia, you're making me go too far back. You get me excited. Now we need to stop.
Keep going.
No, let's move on. Let's move forward. My family, my mother in the middle, and my aunts, their story is there. Rabbits. So many of you are hearing about rabbits around about now. And okay, Portia, tell your story.
How much time do I have?
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right. I bring you greetings from Hinesville, Georgia. My grandmother, who lived on South French Broad on the 2nd floor, we would visit every summer. From Georgia, we would ride coastal plains all the way to the beautiful scenic routes around the mountains, the waterfall, to Asheville. And it was just such a trip for us. We'd load the car with books and food and games and drinks, and that was our summer vacation. My grandmother moved to Georgia to make a better life for her family, Miss Catherine Hobart. This is my grandmother, Willie Mae Hobart. She lived on the 2nd floor with her sister, Emma Orr. These are my aunts, my grandmother's daughters. They also lived there in the same apartment. We would get there after this long trip, seemed like we traveled for hours, and we would jump out the car, run in, and we look forward to just being with family. We walked up the stairs, and I often passed this little girl and boy who was close to my age, and the steps were not stable at all. But we would hold on to the hands of our parents, and we would walk up the stairs to the 2nd floor. And it was just what we did every summer. That was our summer vacation. Although the home was the living conditions were just not good, that was our family, and we look forward to it every year. This is probably what I look like when I visit, maybe a couple of years older, but this is my brother and sisters. We would travel to Asheville every summer. This image is a picture of my grandmother, my sister, my mother, and some of my mother's grands. But what I kind of want to mention here, and I hope I have time, I just like to say that Priscilla and I found out, ironically, 10 years later, that we lived in the same place. I didn't know until I attended Asheville High School. We met, became friends, and kind of like sisters now. And also, we collaborated in this project. But when I really became a part of this, Priscilla last year gave me an invite to watch her interview on Nightline. I was so excited and so happy because I was about to see my friends research her work kind of take root. So I was very excited. And while watching the interview, I was quickly bombarded with so many other emotions. I went from excitement to disappointment, sadness. I was angry. I was kind of devastated just listening to their stories. And as I began to think about my ancestors, I started to cry. But only for a few moments. By the end of the interview, I was energized. I was passionate and I was determined because this was personal. I realized that I had to preserve our history, our stories, as well as document our stories for generations to come. I was obligated to tell my story to my children and encourage my children to share their stories with their children. Let them know the impact of urban renewal on many communities. So today, I just like to leave you, I like to challenge all of you, every one of you, especially parents, to do the same thing. I challenge you to use this website, the Urban Renewal Impact website, to educate your children. Use it to assist you with telling your story. You can also use this website, as you saw Priscilla do. Take a walk down memory lane. And remember to document your story. You can document it right here on this website. Add your information, add your photos. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Let's make them proud. What's your story? Thank you.
Thank you, Portia. Would you please take us to the link to show the community how to add their stories?
Sure.
And the other tabs can be viewed at the community's leisure.
All right. Under Contact Us, this is a place where you can go add your name. You need an email here. And all you'll do is choose File to upload your document, your image, your videos, whatever you may have. Once it uploads here, just tap the blue subscribe button and just contact us. Let us hear your story. We have to preserve our history. We have to tell our stories. And you can do that here. We also have an email. You can email us if you need to. And I thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of the Urban Renewal website launch.
Portia, before we close out, would you please click the tab on, I think it was, let's see.
Gallery
2. Actually, I'm sorry, it's the collaborators. Okay, and scroll down. I want to go down toward the bottom because, past that, continue. Thank you. Continue. Okay, right there. So I wanted to point out my those I wish to acknowledge. Is so many, but I just wanted to point out that I do have a section for acknowledging those who have really been supportive in addition to the team. And in closing, I would like to thank the Preservation Society of Asheville and Buncombe County for believing in me and trusting in me and investing in this endeavor. If it wasn't for the grant that was provided to me, it probably would have taken another year or two. But thank you so much. Thank each and every one of you who have encouraged me, who have provided information. And if I've left anyone out on this list, please charge it to the head and not to the heart. This website is continuously, it's going to continue and continue. People can upload. Feel free, even if you did not live on the Asheville Southside side. This is for Asheville. And anyone else who would like to upload a comment, we welcome it. This is inclusive. And in closing, I again would like to say thank you for your time, and I hope that you will find this website useful for something along your journey.